Good morning, everyone. It's Coffee and Politics Online. Happy New Year. First show of the year. Apologize for last week with my unavailability for my guest that was supposed to come on, but that's beside the point. Today, I have a fellow troublemaker here with me. And you may remember her. She's been on the show before. We were talking about sexual assault cases with the Dallas Rape Crisis Center. And that was a really good show. Come on in. We are here today with Judge Marilynn Mayse of Dallas County Criminal Court 1. So thank you for coming back on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So a lot has changed since then. I know you were running during that time. When I first had you on the show, we were at the African American Museum. So today we are at Mocha Coffee and Tea on Taylor Street in Deep Ellum, Malcolm X and Taylor Street. So, yeah, how long have you been in office now since then?
Now this is my third year in office, running for re-election.
Okay.
The election is March 3rd, or early voting.
Yes.
Starting the 17th.
Okay, I thought it was the 20s. No, it wouldn't be the
17th
through the 17th. Yes.
27th, I think.
And also remember, in Dallas County, you can vote anywhere during early voting, but election day, now we're back to voting in our precincts.
Exactly.
So, I know I sent you a question of a survey that I was taking. I was like, is this your courtroom? You were not on the list here. So, tell us a little bit about Dallas County Criminal Court 1, because that's a long name.
That's a long name. Dallas County Criminal Court number 1. I am so glad that I prepared to be a judge. Okay. I'm so glad that I understood that all problems lead to the criminal courthouse. Civil, family, probate. Yes. There's always going to be somebody fighting over something.
Yes.
And because I had that kind of 31 years of criminal law experience, it prepared me for what I was going to see. So I just walked in and got to work, okay? I had lived this life before. I had seen these scenarios before, okay?
So if you're not familiar, and I wasn't until I talked to you and you told me to call Rhonda Hunter.
Yes.
During that time, she was not a family court judge, but you used to do family law. And then when I met you as being a precinct chair, you were doing criminal cases. Yes. And for those that have watched the show, seen all my guests come on, those overlap quite a bit, as you said.
They overlap a great deal. I mean, to me, family law is criminal law, okay?
Okay, why is that? Why do you feel that way?
Because when people used to love each other and they don't anymore, it's a hate that you cannot control. It's vengeance. It's awful. And I did it as long as I could. Mm-hmm. It was too vengeful for me. I had to go back to criminal law.
Which you found to be more friendly?
Absolutely. And, it's just that once you have loved each other and you don't anymore, some vicious things happen.
Oh, my God.
Some horrible things
I can imagine so, because I know quite a bit. Parents are always told to be fighting each other because you get a domestic violence charge.
Exactly. And pitting the children against a parent. Yes. And that causes problems. And it was just, family law it's
a headache.
It's not for the faint-hearted.
No, it is not. But focusing on your criminal court.
My court. And so because of my knowledge and my working knowledge of criminal law, CPS law, family law, probate law, then I understand dynamics. Okay. When people come to me, basically we are training baby lawyers, baby DAs, because they come to us some fresh out of law school.
Oh, wow.
And so we are showing them, in County Criminal Court number 1, am showing them that you don't understand everybody's life and everybody's not a criminal. Don't treat them with disrespect. Everybody is entitled to dignity and respect. And
we're still supposed to be innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly, but sometimes in America
that doesn't work.
Yeah,
it's not afforded to everyone. So
exactly.
Anyway.
And so what we're doing, we have every day we have what's called a jail chain.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that is basically the unhoused or the homeless and people that cannot afford to bond out will come through the court to either try to qualify for a PR bond or to do time served and to get out of jail. But our problem is now is that the cases are not getting filed. And if your case is not filed,
you're sitting there.
You're having issues getting out of jail. And more, the unhoused or the homeless are, their cases are not filed. I had one man with 8 criminal trespasses, and they hadn't been filed yet. And so it's like, he can't take care of his case that day.
Right.
All we could do is a PR bond.
Right.
And to make sure that he qualified and that he would return back to court.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that is very interesting to hear. So number one, misdemeanor or felony, or do you do both in your court?
Only misdemeanors.
Only misdemeanors.
The max you can get in my court is a year in jail and a $4,000 fine.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very good to know.
Yeah.
So if you end up in Judge May's courtroom, know that it's on a misdemeanor and maximum money penalty is $4,000. Time is 1 year. So that's very important because there is a huge distinction between our felony court system where you can get life.
Or death. Yes.
Okay. I forgot we in Texas. We got that electric couch.
Exactly. And so it's been amazing to see the level of issues that the unhoused and people have. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And so we're dealing with people on an individual basis as they come through the court.
Okay. So you brought up a population that has been talked about tremendously.
Yes.
In the news, election, city council meetings, community meetings. Anybody who's gone to any meeting in the city of Dallas and met Chief Como, we're constantly talking about, well, people are constantly talking about the unhoused, unhomed individuals. And so I had Judge Johnson on, who is probate.
Yes.
And, you know, of course, during my time campaigning, I was running on kind of what the mayor of San Jose was saying, that if a homeless person or unhoused person turned down services, every time you got to go through the court system. So you're seeing people that have racked up tickets and they're not being moved through the system. Is there any explanation on, you know, what is going on?
They pick up criminal trespass cases. And this is funny, but it comes a point, it's funny, but it's not funny.
Right.
After a while, DPD, Dallas Police Department, they know our unhoused population.
Right, right.
They almost are like friends to me. You know, I really
first name basis.
Yeah, they know each other, and so they know, you're not supposed to be over here trespassing. You know, and the DPD has to follow the law.
Yes, they do.
So they bring them to jail.
Yes, and
then it takes forever for them to get their cases filed.
Wow.
The agencies are not helping the jail population, because if the agencies would file the cases, we could process our jail chains and our jail population better. Okay,
because you're bringing up a very good point, since Dallas County is talking about having a bond for $5 billion for us to have a new jail.
We need it.
And it sounds like we're just housing people down there and we're not getting their cases assigned to courtrooms and moving through the process to decide whether they're going to, you know, get time or a fine or get into a divert program.
Exactly. And so if your cases are not filed, then give you a prime example. This one brother, he needed to get to TDC. While he was out on bond, he picked up a couple of felonies. Came in, felonies got filed. He took care of his felonies.
Okay.
Misdemeanor not filed. And because it wasn't processed right through the clerical administration, we didn't find out. I had to physically call and find out that the cases had been dropped.
Are you serious?
And if you leave Dallas County with felonies and you go to prison and you have these leftover cases, there's certain classes and things that would help you down in prison to try to get your life back in track. If you got those classes, you can't participate.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I don't know what the lawyer was thinking, but I said, I can't allow him to leave and have this hanging over his head. So I started calling and asking, and they said, oh, Judge, the cases were dropped last month. Agency not following through so that we could get his information correct in the county system, penalizing somebody that's already got issues.
And okay, so here I go. Soapbox time. Let's stop talking about activist judges.
Thank you.
We have a judge here saying that the process isn't being followed.
Thank you.
So, for all my fiscal responsible people who either you're conservative or you're liberal, whatever, this is money wasted.
Well,
I don't want my tax dollars going to this. I mean, we have other issues that we can be taken care of.
I don't know what to tell you. I just thought this man, he understood the process because he's been in the system.
Right.
He said, Judge, I don't want to go to prison with this hanging over my head.
Right.
I said, well, we're going to work this out. We're going to find out. And we did. So now he can go ahead, take care of his cases. And when he finishes his prison time, he can get on with his life. He doesn't have to come back to County Criminal Court number 1 for 2 cases that have already been dismissed.
Congratulations, and thank you so much for being an advocate for people coming before your bench.
Well, that's a pet peeve of mine. When I was a criminal defense attorney, I always made a point. Once my clients finished their felonies, I was getting them to the misdemeanor court because I know what goes on if they leave here with pending cases in misdemeanor court.
Are there other attorneys practicing like this?
That I don't know. I just know that I'm a community person.
Right.
And if I can do something to ease you back into the life, easier life, I'm going to do it. Whatever. I'll pick up a phone. I'll call. I have this problem. I'll ask why or what is going on.
Right.
And sometimes they'll tell you they don't know. But I hit the jackpot last week because I called looking for one person, got another person that answered my question. He said, oh, no, Judge, those cases have been released per DPD supplemental report. But we didn't know. It didn't come up on our system.
And that was the whole point of having this new system put in place to start interfacing and speak. Okay, all y'all know I work in IT.
Well,
it's just an interface. API, as we like to call it. Oh my God. Okay, so
I mean, I'm gonna tell you, we were told when we went for this training for it's already been paid for. We're not making any changes. Right. That's what was said to me.
Yeah, I've heard that kind of stuff before. Yeah, that's why I needed to be there because I have a fantastic way of making money show up to pay for projects.
So I just try to deal with people on an individual basis and do what I can to help them because I can. You know, because in my eyes, everybody's not a criminal, even though people try to label them as such.
Right. Right. Okay. So one other distinction I do want to make is municipal courts will handle misdemeanors. So what specific misdemeanors are seen in your courtroom?
Our court is the Dallas County courts.
Yes.
My court is not a ticket court.
Yes.
My court are the class A, B, and some C misdemeanors.
Okay. And what's a class A misdemeanor?
A class A is a year in jail, $4,000 fine.
Okay.
And so DWIs, driving while license suspended, criminal trespass, criminal mischief, assault, some assault, family violence, ends up in our court.
Okay.
Like I say, the max that can happen to you is a year in jail and a $4,000 fine.
Okay.
And so the majority of our cases are pled out. They do a plea bargain, and the defendant will accept plea bargain, and then they will be placed on, they can accept probation, they can accept jail time, or they can do roads and bridges, to get out and work off their sentence.
Oh, I didn't know that we still did that.
We still do. And we have people that take advantage of it.
Look, it beats being sitting on your time.
And the thing that I like about the Roads and Bridges program is that it allows citizens accused of taking care of their cases without losing their jobs.
Right.
We do everything we can to save a job because the job is so precious now.
Yes, it is.
And so we try to accommodate them as much as possible because you can't pay fines, fees, and court costs if you don't have a job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. So tell us more about the roads and bridges. So we're talking about people going out, and of course, all I hear is Sam Cooke in my head. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Just overwhelmed with being tickled. Dallas County roads and bridges.
Yes.
Okay, so is the cities sign up for this and accept people working off time and coordinate things? How does that?
Dallas County has a roads and bridge program, and I think it's excellent. Okay. And the thing that I like the most about it, they've got serious professionals that run it, and so the defendant makes a contract.
Okay.
And they have to follow that contract. And once they fulfill their obligation, however many hours of roads and bridges to work off their sentence, then they come to court and finish up their plea bargain or finish up their case.
Okay. And show documentation that
they bring the documentation to the court, and we fill out and they attach it to our plea papers, and we take care of the cases. And it is really saving jobs. Okay. And
I can imagine so. Yeah.
And the gentleman that's over it, he's excellent.
Who's over it?
I don't know his name.
Okay.
I just have dealt with him on several occasions. He's sharp.
Okay, so Dallas County, y'all got to come on. I know I've been focusing a lot on City of Dallas, but I'm gonna have to get some Dallas County folks on.
Yeah.
To talk about this.
Get the roads and bridges, sir, to come.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So that lets you know how your taxes are being spent, but also lets you know the kind of work that our Dallas County judges are doing for us. So if you're just tuning in, we have Judge Marilynn Mayse with the Dallas County Criminal Court 1. Distinction from any other criminal court ones that we have in the system. But this is Dallas County Criminal Court 1 that handles misdemeanors.
Yes.
So what is the definition of a Class B misdemeanor?
The bad Class B is a year.
Okay.
Wait a minute. It's 6 months.
6 months. Oh,
$2,000 fine.
Oh, okay. So A is worse than B.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
A
I thought it was the reverse.
No, A is the top.
Okay.
Then it's B. Then it's C.
All right. So 6 months time, what would qualify as a Class B?
Well, it depends on how the officer files it.
Okay.
So the law sets out what the elements of the offense are.
Okay.
And based on maybe the amount of controversy or what the charge is or the bodily harm, that defines what class of case you're going to have. Even with DWIs, your alcohol limit.
Okay.
It's gonna define what happens to you, what you're charged with.
Okay, so yes, I did a show, and I was still on Zoom back then, talking about DWIs and DUIs.
Yes.
So your alcohol breath content will determine if you're going to be before this lovely judge or one of our other Dallas County misdemeanor judges, or you're going before one of the felony judges.
Exactly.
But also that would play into how many you gotten. So
Exactly.
If
or what the blood alcohol content is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 6 months, $2,000 fine, and then Class C.
Class C is, we don't see very many of them. What happens a lot is that cases may be reduced from an A or a B to a Class C.
Okay.
So basically,
That's
like a ticket.
Okay.
It's like a ticket.
Okay. So the lowest ranking
Yes.
offense.
And we don't see a lot of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like those are being taken care of as part of a plea.
Or taken care of as a city ticket.
Oh, okay.
You know, because like I said, I've seen cases reduced to Class C, public intox, or trying to think what else have I seen that have been reduced to Class C's. Which could be a fine, which could be, and when they're reduced like that, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
being a nuisance.
Not so much public lewdness. Okay, but pretty much public intox is most of what I've seen that have been reduced to Class C.
Okay, so those of y'all who used to go down in Deep Ellum, I'm sure quite a few of y'all got those kind of tickets.
And too many, what do you call it? Too many public lewdness cases can result in you registering as a sex offender. So you have to be really careful with that. Okay?
Y'all hear that out there?
Be real careful.
Be real careful. You know, because there's a race coming up and everybody's supposed to be able to run in their underwear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. For Valentine's Day. How about that?
Okay. Well, make sure you got some police with you, running with you in their underwear, so you.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
I'll be ready.
It's during Valentine's Day, so I'm sure there will be some people trying to skirt the law at an event like that. Look, I do have marathons and 10Ks and 5Ks one now, so I'm always seeing races and looking at signing up for something for fun or to train for long term because I'm insane that way. So, but let's go back to our homeless population. So, are you guys working with agencies or having a divert program to help individuals who may not necessarily take the services initially with all of our lovely agencies like the Bridge, Austin Street, and get them on that path so they're not coming back to our jails?
What we're doing is working. When we do, for instance, we do a PR bond, and we're assessing as we have our hearings for PR bonds. I am assessing the individuals as they come before the court to ask for a PR bond because they cannot afford the bond that's been placed on them. So we're asking questions. We're assessing risk to the community. We're looking at the police report. We're talking to them, seeing what connections they have in the community. And then based on that, and where we are not evaluators of mental health, based on the jail
history,
location.
Oh, okay.
Jail history too. But because I've done this for so many years as a criminal defense attorney, I can pretty much look at a jail location and tell what your needs are.
Really?
Yeah, because I've been in the system and I know how it works.
Okay.
And so if I look and see you're in the case tower, and I'm looking at you are on the 4th floor or 8 or 9, then I know I need to move forward, holding you for a DAP, holding you for the bridge, holding you for the living room to get you some extra services. Now.
Oh, wow. Okay, so those are floors in Luceric, correct?
No, those are floors in the case tower, which is a part of the jail.
Okay.
But the mental health and the hospital sections are in the case tower.
Okay. So just for those that may not know what the case tower is, and I was not aware that is what it was called.
It's a tower in Luceric.
Okay. Yeah. So you're making sure that they actually get integrated in and get services
exactly
that they need versus let's just keep them in the jail.
Let's just bond, let them go out on a bond and get no help. And certainly we have people that are, because they're homeless and they have mental health problems. So I always ask them when they come through, sir, do you have mental health problems? Many of them will tell you, others will not.
Okay.
But if you just look at a person, look at the jail location, look at their jail history, you can pretty much tell if they need help.
Okay.
And some of them are so independent and proud, and you can imagine,
Yeah.
And so some will tell me, others will not. But pretty much, when you treat somebody, you went and call them Mr. Jones or whoever with dignity and respect, they'll tell you the truth. And so many of them are connected in the community with MetroCare, with ADAPT.
Mm-hmm.
They have caseworkers. They'll tell you. Okay. And then based on that, we try to position them or refer them. And a lot of times I will hold them for agencies that can help them. Okay. Because I don't want you to leave like you came. And I want to try to avoid recidivism if we can. Yes. Sometimes we can, sometimes we cannot. And when they come through, because once the cases are filed in your court, they're pretty much, if they come back, they're going to be filed in your court. Right. So this one gentleman said, Judge, I'm back.
What? D.A. Cruzo talked about that when he used to be a judge. And one guy was like, yeah, just go ahead and just send me on. And he was like, no, I'm not doing that. And for me, I'm always, reading the paper, reading comments and dialogue on social media. I attend community meetings, and there is such a feeling in vocal expression of just getting rid of people, just locking them up, deport them, throwing people away, basically. And I tell people all the time, we're coming close to being divergent. And I'm probably going to be a factionless person, but because I just can't stand systems like that. Just treating people like they're disposable versus saying, how can we eliminate this problem so it's not occurring at such a volume that we have. So I commend you on the work that you're doing, and
we're committed to this. And anybody that comes, the new DAs, because we probably rotate assistant DAs probably every 3 or 4 months. We get new people. Okay. And we're trying to train them. We're trying to show them that every human has worth, and we just want to do dignity and respect, and we want to protect the community, but we want to help if we can. To not leave a person like they came, because so many people are distraught and they're caught up in things, and when you don't have anywhere to lay your head at night, it's a struggle. So,
it is Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah. And so
housing, clothing, So that is very good work. I appreciate you walking us through that, because the biggest thing when we're seeing so many challenges and governments, small and larger levels of government, are strapped with monies, because as I have said on Channel 8, we are not ATM machines.
Exactly.
So you can't just keep raising taxes on us and keep having bond elections and thinking that we're just going to keep paying out. So recidivism is a big thing.
It's a big thing. And Dallas is the 9th largest city in the country. That jail is not full. At any given time, we'll get an email that says 95% capacity. And I'll give you a prime example. Last week, I think I had 300 individuals in the jail. Okay. And there is nothing that I can do about probably 250 of them, because they have felonies attached. Okay. And if you plead to that felony, if you plead to that misdemeanor, you're compromising yourself.
How so?
Because if you plead to a misdemeanor and you have a pending felony, they can use that against you if you go to trial.
Okay.
And the courts are backed up. The felony courts are backed up.
Okay.
And like I said, there's 250 people I can't do anything about. I'm not going to get between that attorney and his client because that's tortious interference of contract. And
okay.
That attorney is acting in the best interest of his client. His client.
Yeah.
And it's like we can't get people to understand. We cannot plead to those misdemeanor cases before they handle those felonies. Because if you plead to it, they can do what's called an extraneous offense. They can use that against you.
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Okay,
so when these people are all everywhere,
yes.
They're all everywhere saying, you need to get those people out of jail. No, we cannot. Because we cannot compromise a defendant's case. And they will.
And here you are as a judge looking out for somebody's case and their future for charges that aren't even in your courtroom.
But I took an oath. I have to stay with I have to follow the law. And the bottom line is extraneous offenses can be used. And when I was a criminal defense attorney, that was another one of my pet peeves. Please don't plead to those misdemeanors before you handle your felonies and compromise yourself. When a jury hears that you have previous cases, automatically you're guilty. Automatically they're looking at you in a different way. I'm not having that. I'm not, that's not what I'm here for, is to complicate what you're doing. And so once you handle your felonies, most criminal defense attorneys will send them to the misdemeanor court. So call the coordinator or have them put on the jail chain, and then they can come to our court. Even some good lawyers will let you do what's called a plea and bar. You can take care of your misdemeanor court up there in felony court while you're taking care of that felony.
Oh, really?
But what I'm not going to be trying to do is compromise a person. Because say, for instance, if you're on trial for like aggravated robbery and you have a misdemeanor theft, do you know theft is a crime of moral turpitude that never goes away?
Yes.
It's like a jury see you got a misdemeanor theft here and you charge it like, oh, he's a thief.
Right.
So here you are compromising people. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Thank you.
We don't do that.
Thank you for doing that service
and
following the law.
Yeah, you got to follow the law. You got to look at the big picture. Now, I don't know if everybody does that. I just know what I do. And so when people criticize, when I came to county criminal court, number one, I had a backlog of 2,000 to 4,000 cases more than any other judge. Because the judge that was before me, they said that's where cases went to die. The oldest case I had, and understand that I'm a misdemeanor court.
I'm sorry. Yeah, because my mouth is open.
Understand that I'm a misdemeanor court. And the oldest case I had when I took over my court was a 2003. Last week, I dismissed a 2008 case.
I mean, and doesn't there come a point in time where it should just be dismissed because it's past a statute or anything?
The statute of limitations has run on so much of that stuff. But if you're not working it, if you're not watching it, it'll just lay there. That's not what I do. I don't know what other people do. I just know what I do.
Right. Okay.
And I might be getting criticized for it, but I'm sorry. That's just wrong.
So, as I have always told all my viewers, followers, go to the courtrooms and observe what is going on. These are your courtrooms. Citizens, residents of the county, these are your courtrooms. They are public. And I'm sure if there is a case that needs some privacy, you guys always...
The only cases that need privacy, once you turn 17, you're an adult.
Okay.
But if we have teenagers, 17-year-olds, we have to clear the courtroom.
Gotcha.
That's the only time.
The only time.
The only time.
So go to these courtrooms and observe. And I'm not saying that there's so much that goes on that we as lay people don't know, don't understand. And I have gone into courtrooms and bailiffs will, ask me why I'm there. I'm just here to observe. They let you sit there as long as you're quiet, you don't interfere. And sometimes some of the attorneys will, answer your questions about proceedings and what's going on. So you understand, because an educated voter understands the role that is on the ballot, okay? The role. That is the main thing you need to understand, is why someone is running for this seat, is what does this seat do?
Yes.
And so we have a lot of people challenging and jumping on the ballots and whatnot. And I'm not discouraging anyone from running for office. But at the same time, experience says a lot.
Experience matters. It does.
Because for you to say that you had a case in 2008, 2003, and cases going to die, these are tax dollars. And imagine sitting in Lucera all this time, and I'm not saying for that length of time, but over 30 days, over 90 days, and this is a misdemeanor, and you're sitting there waiting for things to get dealt with.
And see, the good news about the jail system, they will, if you've got somebody that's been sitting in jail for too long, they don't slip between the cracks, because they have that jail staff will contact your court coordinator and say, hey, he needs to be on your jail chain. Hey, he's up. It's time. So thank God folks are not slipping between the cracks like that. But when you have these old cases like that, they're just festering. I mean, I'm still working through 22 cases. 2022.
Oh, wow. Wow. Wow.
And so what I've done is, any case older than 2025 have to come see me and be initialed to pass again. Okay. Because we're trying to work through those old cases.
And get them dealt with.
I'll give you a prime example.
Yes, ma'am.
There was a gentleman, his case sat there for so long and wasn't filed. And then it finally got filed. He didn't get a court date. He had moved to Seattle, Washington. He went to DPS in Seattle to get a job, and they said, sir, you don't have a warrant, but you've got a pending case out of Dallas. Go to Dallas and fix it. He caught a plane, came to Texas. He got to court that afternoon.
Right.
And it was an old case. So we just, got him qualified for a public defender and handled that case so he could go back and get his job in Seattle.
Wow.
We had a lady, a paraplegic. She had been calling since 2021 about her court date, diligently calling. And they said she didn't have a court date. But she called, and we were able to take care of that old case.
Amazing.
And that's what we've been doing, hacking through those old cases. The public defender gave us, she said, at my first meeting as a judge, she said, Judge, you have a mess, but I'm going to give you 3 public defenders. She gave me 3. And sometimes I had 3.5 because everybody knew it was a mess. Right. And so I think that people are misinterpreting this system, this Odyssey system. But I know that when I took over this court, it was 2,000 to 4,000 more than any other court.
Oh my God!
And we've been working through this mess, and that it doesn't stop you getting new cases.
No, it doesn't.
Because every month you're getting 300 or 400 new cases.
Right. Okay, so because I know there's been critics about certain judges and not hearing cases. And here you get elected to a courtroom and you're having to trudge through.
And nothing was ever said when the other folks were letting this stuff stack up.
Okay, this is why y'all need to be informed, engaged in your local government. I know we have tons to say about the federal level, and people like to turn out to vote when it comes time to the presidency. And here we have a March primary coming up. So y'all better vote on a mule, as we would say, or 10 on a mule, and get to these polling places and vote during these primaries, and then turn around and vote again come November, because that is the actual election for the person who will be in that role. So that's very important. February 17th for early voting for the primary. And go, 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 go. Again, observe your people that are already elected in these seats so you can see the work that's being done. Even if they're not on the ballot this time around, go and find out what is going on. That helps you understand,
it really does,
what these people are doing for us, the public. So I want to take this time for any questions or statements from audience members. No? Just came?
No, I was just listening and judging.
All right. So I know you have a hot schedule here.
You know, when you are, I tell people, I don't know how I represent the community if I'm not part of it.
Right.
And so I stay engaged in Dallas County, in organizations that are doing things to help people. You know?
Yes.
And I just can never get over the fact that people want to run and represent our community and they don't do anything to uplift it.
Right. Because, and, you know, we have enough with being put in jail. And I've done a show that talked about certain populations in this country getting higher sentencing for the same crimes versus the dominant culture in this country. So, you know, I want to make sure that the dollars that we get are being spent wisely, and to hear a price tag of $5 billion for a new jail in this county, first I'm saying, wait a minute, you had an addition bill earlier in this millennial time. Why do we need $5 billion? Like, why do we want to be in a place where we are incarcerating people, even at a local level, to that degree?
And it has failed to capacity. I mean, we're at 95%. And we're not just keeping people. I need the community to understand.
Yes.
Folks are not being kept in that jail on purpose.
Okay.
Some folks have to be there, you know, for protection of the community.
Yes.
And it's just that this is a ninth largest city, and we need more space. Folks are moving here every day.
Yes.
And it's some rough, tough folk moving here every day.
Yes, it's not just
it's not just nuns and church ladies. And so it's some rough, you know, I forget sometimes how dangerous Dallas is.
I'm reminded every time I go out and go run, because somebody is reminding me, do you have a gun? Why are you running at nighttime?
Well, I mean, this is a tough place.
It is.
And because, you know, we failed to take care of the mentally ill, you could be a statistic.
Very easily.
And so that's why I make a point of doing, you know, what I can, you know, to so that they don't come to the jail for no reason. Because like I say, when the officers know you and they know you're not supposed to be at K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center, and that's where you like to go, you know, and they know you're not supposed to be at the DART station, and you've been given a criminal trespass warning.
Right.
They bring you on down. They're following the law.
So, again, I cannot stress people how important it is to understand what your government is doing for you, especially your local government. I do want to thank you for coming and educating people on misdemeanor courts and Class A being the highest penalty for time and for your fees that you're going to be paying. Because I didn't know that. I thought C was the highest. I thought as you went down, I thought as you went down, things got worse.
And the thing I want to reassure people, because you know, I was like, I don't want to court appoint a lawyer. I have excellent public defenders in my court.
Yes, I remember us talking about
I
that.
have excellent public defenders, and that saves the county money. But they can only take so many cases, and then I appoint other lawyers, the independent lawyers that have their own offices. And I want to assure you that in my court, when you get a court-appointed lawyer or public defender, you're getting a real lawyer. Okay. You're getting the county's money's worth. Okay. These folks are versed in the law, and even the what I call baby DAs, even they have somebody that's watching them, and then I'm looking over them, looking after them to make sure that they are following the law, so that you don't end up getting a bad deal. You can trust my public defenders and court-appointed lawyers.
Yeah, because I know, and I haven't had the public defender's office on the show, and I'm working on that. Yeah, because there is a misconception or a belief that they're just going to plead you out because they just have too much of a caseload.
Not
and they're
mine.
just trying to get
No,
you
they
out
don't do
of
that.
their face. Okay.
They don't do that. They are doing for you what a $100,000 lawyer will do for you. And that's what I'm so pleased about the public defenders that I have. You know, but I was blessed because when Lynn Richardson was public defender, I said, I need some good ones. You know, I've got these 6,000 plus cases that I need to manage, and I don't want the citizen accused to not be on equal footing with everybody else. So,
thank you you for that. Thank you. So again, great judge here, and I go visit her courtroom.
come and visit us.
Go down to Frank Rowley and visit our courtrooms. Just sit and observe. You'll see it in action. You'll see what she has spoken about happening in her courtroom.
We don't have all that big drama that they have on floors 5 through 7.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, we don't have a lot of trials as they do.
Right.
Because normally with these misdemeanors, they're going to get, you know, they've got back time, and we give you credit for any nights you spend in jail.
Okay.
So we're not going to have all that melodrama. But when we do, we do.
Okay. I can imagine so. So again, you know, you can help work on our roads and bridges in this county to work off your misdemeanors. So that is great. Thank you for bringing that educational piece.
And we do have, you can also do home incarceration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it really helps the jail, you know, people that are very ill, but that they have to do time. They can do it at home.
Okay.
But that is well monitored. So I'm pleased about that too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have some additional programs to come on the show to talk about this. So once again, thank you so much. I know that you have to get to Irving. So I am going to close out the show. Again, thank you so much for coming back on Coffee and Politics. And next week, we're going to have Fort Worth City Council on the show. So make sure that you tune in for that, because we're going to be talking about, you know, Fort Worth as a city, their crime level. And, you know, they took our old former police chief, Eddie Garcia, over in Fort Worth. So we're going to have some discussions about that. So, again, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, babe.
Have fun out there on that campaign trail, and then we'll be seeing you.
Okay.
All right.
Good deal.